What's up, gang? So closing out the week, started off the week with a discussion on ownership. We used Rapunzel and the movie Tangled as kind of our lead into this, and discussing how we verbalize things about using the I's instead of you's, and then also owning whatever situation that we're in. Getting ourselves to understand that whatever the situation that may be going on, whether you're happy with it, unhappy with it, you're in control, and you owning the situation can make 100% difference in how that situation turns out. And so use that as a kind of our lead into today. Today's discussion, I want to use my own experience as a topic to discuss, to hopefully express this a little bit more. So literally about a year ago, at the time I was feeling very kind of down on myself, wasn't really feeling like the work that I was putting in was paying off to anything, wasn't feeling like I was getting the results that I should be getting, and basically was using others as my scapegoat towards for that reasoning why I wasn't where I wanted to be. And so my wife and I, Courtney, were on a walk. We were walking with our dog and our daughter, and basically, she's like, "What is going on with you? What the hell's wrong with you lately?" And so expressed to her, like, "You know what? I don't feel like you're backing me the way you used to back me. I don't feel like you're on board with me the way you always have been. This, that, and the other." And we're walking, and all of a sudden she kind of stops and looks at me very calmly, in her way states, "That's bullshit." Those that know her, that was a very calm version of it, but that's complete bullshit. The things that you're doing don't express what you want. Your actions are nowhere in line with what your priorities and what you say your priorities are. You're not eating the way you need to eat, you're not sleeping the way you need to sleep, and you're definitely not training the way you need to train. And so how is that my fault? It took me for a second to kind of really take a step back after hearing that, of like, how dare you say that, and kind of digest that a little bit, to kind of take a step back and look myself internally and say, you know what, she's 100% right. How is it at all in her control, or anything that she does, to influence the way I sleep, the way I eat, and the way I train? She's been there from day one as my biggest supporter, as my coach, to help me along the way. But when it comes down to it, I need to own that my actions need to express my priorities. And during that time, my actions were definitely not expressing what my priorities were, what I was saying my priorities were. At the time, I was a lot of talk, I was a lot of hoopla, and my actions were a complete opposite direction of what my priorities were. And so that's what I wanted to get across to you guys today is own your actions. At the time, I wasn't owning my actions. I wasn't owning the fact that I wasn't sleeping the way I needed to sleep. I was staying up way too late, not getting enough sleep, nodding off during the middle of the day, and doing all those things that I know wasn't going to get me to where I wanted to get to. I wasn't eating the way I needed to eat. I wasn't weighing. I wasn't measuring my food the way I always had been. I wasn't staying on schedule with the way I was eating. I was just kind of just winging it, and I was up and down without the amount in which I needed to eat. And last thing on that, my training was all over the place. I wasn't consistent day in and day out with the things I needed to do. I get a good training session and then maybe take a day off, or kind of get a decent one in, and maybe just kind of fly by the seat of my pants. It wasn't near what I know I needed to do. And so what I was doing is, instead of saying, "You know what, Brandon, what you're doing is complete just crap," I was pointing the fingers. I was pointing the fingers elsewhere, obviously mainly at her. And you know what? The fingers that needed to be pointed were turned right back around. They needed to be pointed at me. So hopefully you guys, that's what I can pass on to you guys for today. My challenges for everyone today is, take a step back today. Maybe analyze yourself a little bit. Analyze your life. What's going on in your life? Are you in a situation that you're unhappy? Are you in line with the things that you say you want in your life? And maybe if you're not, maybe look at yourself. Maybe look at yourself and have to take a hard look and a hard kind of conversation with yourself of understanding, like, you know what, my actions are not at all expressing what my priorities are. I say I want these things in my life, but I'm not owning the fact that I say I want these things in my life. I'm just using these big words and kind of throwing it out there, but my actions are not at all falling in line with that. So today, you guys, take ownership of your actions. and let those actions express what your priorities are. Because if you can do that, I absolutely promise, knowing firsthand, that if you start to do that and implement that every single day in your life, you will see changes that you've never even thought about before, and you will see yourself achieving goals that you never thought you can before. So same as always, you guys, stay consistent, stay dedicated, own your actions, and actions express priorities. So hope you all had a good week. Have a good weekend, gang. Talk to y'all later. Bye.